You guys really seem to like the instant improvement video, so hey, I thought why not make one for each and every hero in the game. My name is Nate, and welcome to Blizzard Guides. This video is sponsored by Q.GG, the best way to review VODs and gameplay. You can live VOD review with other players, and you can even use the in-game match history and view the in-game replays from Q. Q has map overlays and makes it very easy and quick to demonstrate exactly what you want to show, real time or after the fact. It's completely free to use and by far the best way to review any videos for teammates and friends alike. I'll be using this to show off some of the text in this video, so be sure to check it out if you ever want to bring your gameplay to the next level. I'll be going alphabetically since that seems the easiest, and I'll try to include things that are not super well known or not used a lot, that improve your gameplay for that hero in under 5 minutes or less. It should work great for those intermediate level heroes that you're trying to master or those that you just don't even know at all. So let's get into this video. Starting us off, Ana. On PC, set your sleep keybind to a mouse side button. This made my sleep dart accuracy jump about 20% overnight, and it is a great way to get better really fast. And to not leave the console bros out, I have another tip. Slept targets wake up much slower if you let them wake up naturally, so wait for this audio cue, and then shoot, nade, shoot, and melee while standing over your prey, and they should almost always get killed. With Ashe, if you're trying to kill a tank and you're not exactly going to be landing precision headshots and you're just kind of wildly shooting, her unscoped gun has a higher damage per second than her scoped gun, albeit you're going to be burning through your ammo a little bit faster. If you need to kill a tank or finish a target that's getting healed, you'll have much more success with this if you have good accuracy. This works great against shields too, just please remember that you won't have much ammo to spare afterwards, but if you can land headshots with that scoped gun, go for the scoped. Next up on Baptiste, you can shoot and heal at the same time. You'll fire 2 shots with your primary fire and then heal once. You don't lose any heals per second by doing this, just a little bit of damage per second, but that's basic, so a bonus tip is that while healing pellets can arc through the skybox, Immortality Field can't, so you can actually use this to pre-heal, and then you can also use this to get lamp out slightly delayed in the event of an EMP. You just throw it straight upwards and it will always land at your feet. And blasting away, if you go into recon and fire 4 bullets and then go back into the turret form, your gun will instantly be reloaded. Don't rely on this too much, just in case you get booped out of your position, but for those moments that you do need as much constant damage as possible, this bit of knowledge comes in pretty handy sometimes. For the raid boss Brigitte, this might be controversial, but I do something called juggling my cooldowns with pack, where I never let myself hold all 3 packs for more than a second, just so that I can increase my heals per second, and I'm just doing passive healing and giving armor to the people in the front so that they can always have that armor and that extra bit of health. This definitely doesn't work at higher ranks like GM+, but for my Smurf, I definitely do this a lot, and it does work quite a bit. For D.Va, this one circles around a lot on YouTube vids, so you may have already seen it, but there's a ton of players who still don't know or use it. You can melee, booster, and then melee to cancel your boosters to do a quick 70 damage burst combo. I like this one a lot and I use it a ton, and I can confirm quite a few kills this way. On Doomfist, there's this sick technique that I just recently learned because you guys in the comments from a few videos ago started roasting me about it. It's called diagonal punches, where you can do a jump and punch and move diagonally vertically. All you have to do is jump towards a knee-high object right at the top of your jump, and you just go straight vertically, but also diagonally, so it's a diagonal punch. You can generally tell where you can do them, and you can chain them into some sick combos. With our favorite cyborg ninja, you can cancel your deflect rapidly with a ninja fast wall climb. This is actually one of my favorite techniques for Genji because it seriously catches people off guard more so than you think, and you can always chain a right click right after that to freak them out and then, confirm the kill. Coming up next with Hanzo, I stole this one from Arg, so credit to him. If you look down and to the right or left, you can move your head hitbox like crazy, which works insanely well for duels and is super easy to pull off. On Junkrat, this is a very simple and very common technique, but just make sure that you're doing the primary fire and concussion mine combo. You can insta-gib so many targets with this, and getting this down consistently will guarantee a climb to at least high diamond or low masters if you have decent positioning and decent game sense. After that, this will become your primary tool, but maybe not necessarily a carry tool, but it's still something you should have nonetheless. For Lucio, set your jump to scroll wheel, and if you're on console, set it to a trigger or a bumper. This makes wall riding insanely easy, and you can do some sick speedy rollouts with very little difficulty if you have your jump set to these triggers or scroll wheel. For McCree, there's not that much for this hero, so I just gotta remind you about the high noon reload. That's basically the only thing that I could really think of. If there's something else, drop a comment down below with your suggestion, but I think that this is a pretty good one. With Mei, a simple piece of knowledge will make you infinitely better. Mei can perma-block Baptiste's Immortality Field, Torb's Turret, or Orisa's Supercharger. Since Mei is showing up a lot in this meta, this piece of game knowledge will be incredibly useful, especially versus that carry hero that is Baptiste. It is a requirement of every e-girl that plays Overwatch to know how to super jump, so here it is and how to do it. You crouch, Guardian Angel, and press space right as you start to slow down when you reach your teammate. It is really easy to do, and it's the best tech for Mercy that every Mercy player should know how to do. On Moira, if you tap healing, you can heal about 65 HP if you literally just tap it for a single puff of healing P. This is really important for every Moira player to know. Also, for those of you that are familiar with Moira already, that glitch where you could spam damage and regen your heal meter faster was pretty much patched, just FYI. For the cow hero Orisa, the biggest mistake that Orisa players make is that they reload far too often. Orisa can shoot for 12.5 seconds straight, with one of the longest continuous shooting clips from any tank. She takes 2.5 seconds to reload, so you really don't want to be punished reloading. If you can focus on ammo management and have really good shields, your Orisa gameplay will seriously carry, and you probably won't need to reload in a single team fight. You'll have enough ammo to last you a whole team fight. If you are playing Pharah and you want to gain some seriously insane height, you can do this technique where you shoot a rocket at your foot and then immediately press shift as the rocket hits the ground, and this will let you go flying. It's basically like a rocket jump, but instead of jumping, you're booster packing. It's super easy to pull off and you gain so much more height, and I wish more Pharahs knew how to do this. For Reaper, if you haven't been paying attention to the patches, he can now teleport above the ground, which is something he should have had since release. This is really great if you get booped off a ledge or you just want to get into a more difficult spot without being out in the open. You can just jump and then teleport to where you want and still be behind cover when you're entering your teleport animation. It's definitely a technique that every Reaper player should be using, and I just wish more players really knew how to use it to their full potential. For Reinhardt, one of the things that a lot of players don't know is that if you hold a button during your charge, you're going to cut the animation of whatever ability you're trying to use at the end of your charge. This means that you can nearly instantly shatter if you reach the end of your charge, which is ridiculously powerful, and the same goes for your fire strike or your swing. Definitely you want to use this one if you play a lot of Rein. On Roadhog, you can cancel all of your abilities with your ult. A lot of the time I like overextending and then going for a hook or heal, and then when the enemies try and close in on me, when they think that I'm overextending, I'm actually just gonna pop ult and destroy them all. It's a really sick technique that doesn't apply in many situations, but when it does, it can be the difference between a win and a loss. If you are a Sigma player in 2020, you need to know the rock insta-kill combo and use it to punish anybody nearby. It's super easy to do, and as long as you land a rock, you can chain a single primary fire and instantly kill them. It's absolutely one of Sigma's best strengths in my opinion, so use it if you ever have the chance. You'd be surprised how easy it works. For Soldier, a quick and easy tip is that you can reload ever so slightly faster by cancelling it with Sprint. Even if you don't time it perfectly, you're still going to be doing something other than standing around waiting for your reload, and instead you'll be sprinting and evading damage, so this is a good thing to get into the habit of doing if you can afford to do it in that situation. Another cool optimization tip is that with Sombra, if you pop invis and then you reload, you can actually throw your translocator without an animation, which can save a lot of time. And if you really need to get in while invisible, but you also need to set up your translocator, you don't have to stand still and wait for your reload. You can do it all in one swift movement. With Symmetra, I have two quick tips. First off, you should definitely set up your teleporter from spawn so that your team can respawn faster. Teleporter stays up forever, and not enough players really know that you can do this now. But if that's not your style, you can just turret bomb, which is a lot more fun to do. Just place 3 turrets and then send your teleporter to melt the enemy team. It's pretty amusing to watch. On Torbjorn, a simple tip is that you can't use any of your abilities when you use your ult, so make sure that you pop Overload before you Molten Core for that added survivability in case you get behind the enemy's shields or something like that. One of Tracer's most important abilities is her melee. You should really get into the habit of meleeing after your blinks, or melee and recall for an instant undetectable melee. It's super easy to do and very worth it. For Widowmaker, one of the tips that I just kind of put in every single video that I can mention with Widowmaker is the Venom Mine trick. You can place a Venom Mine at any corner, any pole, any post, and you can make it block your head hitbox, and you can still shoot through it, which means that you basically get a free headshot and the enemy Widow cannot headshot you. And since you're going to be 1v1ing as Widow most of the time, you probably want to use this every once in a while to throw the enemy Widow off guard. It works way too well. With Winston, there's this technique that I love to do, which I call caging a dive target. Basically, you jump in and you press bubble right as you're about to land, and then you hold jump and melee, and you can bubble a target, get that about 80 damage burst combo from landing and melee, and then you have them stuck in your bubble, which you can taser them from and then dance around the shield immediately after landing. This is really easy way to get a free kill on basically any 200 HP target, provided that they can't just, dash away. This tip isn't exactly instant just because it's a bit difficult and you do have to practice it, but it is way too good to pass up. You can wall bounce by jumping right as you're about to be in a corner on Wrecking Ball to chain into a slam. It's pretty straightforward, but it's really strong in game, and more Wrecking Ball players should know how to do this. For Zarya, it used to be the best strat to taser a bit before each alternate fire, like so, when you had people in a grab or something like that, because you'd be able to do more damage since you'd only need 1 point of ammo to use your right click. However, now, since you can launch 5 right clicks instead of just 4 on the last alternate fire, you actually can't add a bit of primary fire since you'll run out of ammo. You'll want to sprinkle a primary with each alternate fire except for that last one so that you can do the extra damage combo. So you'll basically do primary, alternate, and then you lose 4 alternates, and then instead of doing another primary alternate, we'll just do alternate fire. I think that makes sense. I tried to explain it as best as I could. And last but not least, to avoid getting shreked when you're playing Zenyatta, after launching a volley of orbs, crouch to make your head hitbox do this weird bob where it makes it really difficult for the enemy Widow or Hanzo to land a headshot, since it will move a lot more than it typically will, which can be really disorienting if the enemy isn't expecting it. Once again, a big thanks to Q.GG for sponsoring this video. If you play with any other players, this tool is really great for showing off stuff in game with that viewer. This video was really an aggregation of some of my other videos with some new stuff as well, and it should hopefully be a good way to instantly get better on a lot of heroes, so I hope that this video helped out a lot. Also, I know I haven't been uploading this style of video very much. I've just really been doing Twitch clips, and I just really wanted to apologize for that. I've been really burned out lately with YouTube, and especially Overwatch, and it just feels like a game that hasn't quite had that spark that it has had in quite a while. We're talking like a year now, and I think that the YouTube and the especially Twitch community have felt like it's just dwindling quite a bit, which definitely is very draining as somebody whose income depends on the game staying alive. I'm gonna try and upload more videos that I enjoy making to hopefully increase the quality of these videos and the quantity, but sometimes it just gets to me, and so I just wanted to apologize to the people that enjoy these videos like these, but that's just something that I needed to let you guys know and get off my chest. I hope that you guys did enjoy this one, and I hope that you guys do have a nice day. My name is Nate, and this was Blizzard Guides.